Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your October forecast for 2013, and this month it's a step back and relax month for you. There has been a lot on your plate since you've been having Saturn in the first house here this year, and so right now the Sun and the new moon is visiting your 12th house. That's a time for recharging the batteries, doing something that absolutely will just replenish and refresh your spirit. Whatever that is for you, wherever you can find your zen, that is what October is about for you. And especially because this is the month prior to your birth month, well, that is always a time for anybody in the zodiac to kind of step back, reflect on where you've been in this whole last cycle. So for you, I see that the new moon's good intentions for this month is to actually come forward with promises to yourself that you're going to find a little spot, a little space for yourself every single month, just to do those things that are good for spirit so you can grow that side of yourself. Because when we throw ourselves out into the world, we get so enmeshed in all of the dramas and the realities of every day and week and month that we sometimes forget that we have another side of our nature, which is really important for the overall health, body, spirit, and mind. So we have Mercury here this month, and it is in your first house, and that is good. It's kind of you bringing out those things that are important for you to communicate about. And this communication, you will see how it's going to be coloring this month in various ways, because Mercury is also going to go retrograde on the 21st to November 11th. So it's going to start off here in the first house. That's you communicating those things that are important to you. Then it's going to turn and go back into the 12th house, which is going to allow you a little bit more time to kind of download the importance of what it is you're communicating, what messages you're sharing with others. And there might be something that needs to be tweaked, as always with Mercury retrograde. But for you, it's going to be more on a personal and spiritual level, not as much out there in the material level. Even though, when Mercury is retrograde, we really don't want it to, we don't want to go buy big expensive appliances, because those things end up funky, and then we're going to have to go and return to refund, all the words. That's what retrograde is about. But since Mercury is in your sign, it's about those things relating to you, because Mercury is going to go back in and tie up with the Sun that is still there, coming into being. And then for you, yes, it is going to be also moving forward and connecting with Saturn. So whatever important issue that you've been holding close to heart, which most of you Scorpions do, you can go linger with things, carry things. You're very private, you try to master everything internally before you bring it out. And this is because you're ruled by Pluto, and Pluto knows how to hold things down. It's that self-control that you're so known for. However, whenever Pluto goes bad, we know that that's not a good thing either. But for now, Saturn is going to be in communication here with Mercury on the 6th. No, excuse me. Yeah, on the 6th. So keep that on your calendar, because it's going to be an important day, and you want to make sure that whatever comes across is well overweighed, but important for you to communicate. And you might just see how something karmic on this day may be expressed as well, because Saturn definitely does carry a lot of karma with it, and let's hope it's going to be good for you. Now, all of this will also depend on what's in your personal chart, because what we're seeing here in the solar charts is general for all of you Scorpions. And so yes, we can have good transits coming towards them, but if your chart has a difficult square, opposition, whatnot coming to it, well, then that might trigger, some other scenarios. But I can't see that from where I sit here right now. However, though, Venus also now has been touring in your sign, and I think she's quite happy there because it really brings joy, love, and passion to the forefront, and especially because it's in your first house, you might have been radiating, especially extra this energy, the goddess energy, that Venetian, which really brings your magnetism out. So you might have just felt here that September, October has been very charismatic for you, and you might have been getting extra attention here, Scorpio. And now Venus is going to change signs, so you only have a few degrees left as we enter into October. You will have it here still remaining until October 6th. So whatever you need to use this Venus for, that is the time to use it, because then she's going to shift into the second house of values, which is your income streams, you know, your month-to-month check, how you make your money, whether you can make more money or new money could also come into the picture. Plus, because, you know, Venus does attract here in this area, but plus it also works on other value systems. It's your inner values, your core values, what you love, what you desire. Looking over those things that you would like to really keep close to heart, you know, and express and share. So it's a time for you to be generous with Venus here, and you might see that your heart will really kind of go out in this area. And you might also be able to receive a lot of love this month, you know, for those things that you represent as your worth. So a beautiful time in October as far as Venus is concerned. We want to check Mars, see where Mars is, and for you, well, it's kind of finalizing its journey in your career house. So September has been very much so on the mark of getting things done, strategizing, being on top of it, meeting deadlines perhaps. You know, Mars can be very pushy, and not only may that just be you pushing yourself, but you might have noticed also people in the office or the higher-ups might have been pushing too to get things done and concluded. Mars will remain here till October 15th, so you have a couple of weeks to kind of conclude whatever it is you need to do, because once Mars leaves this area of your career, well, he's going to go into your 11th house, which has to do with social groups. So you will be out and about, socializing a whole lot more. Mars may be engaging to other groups where you can be affiliated with and work new concepts with. Mars loves to initiate. It's the entrepreneur within you. So you might just have a lot of different ideas that you're wanting to express and wanting to get them on the board here with you to see what it is you're seeing. And in that, well, you're going to do quite well from the 15th onwards. Now, as it moves into Virgo here this day, Virgo is very analytical. So you might see that the actions, Mars's actions, that the actions you take or choose to take will be also very much so in your mind or on your mind. You may be analyzing back to back, like this, as you go along, just to make sure that you're not just putting the action out, but thinking consequential outcomes and repercussions of those actions that can come in the aftermath. Now, this area also rules groups and organizations, networks, people. Also long distance could come into the picture because it's aspecting up to Jupiter, which is in the 9th house, which has to do with foreign people and places and travels and journeys. And it could be if you're needing to publish something, great time for it when Mars connects here, because Jupiter is in that area that will expand it, not just here in local areas, but out to the world, expanding into, I like to say up to higher realms as well, because Jupiter rules this higher education. So you might be kind of reaching for new bars within yourself as far as goals, and you will be successful at that. And you'll see that the second half of this month is going to line you up with some kind of network that might be new to you, but is going to be very beneficial for you. If you're needing to travel in October, Jupiter is going to promise it's going to be a beautiful trip. Jupiter in this area is very nurturing, both for soul, for yourself, and the people that you come to meet on this journey. Now, it is in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is this ninth house where Jupiter is. So you might be traveling abroad or at distance to be and meet with family too. Now, Pluto we have talked about and is going to be there for many years. We don't linger too much on these outer planets, but it is in your ninth house. And why I want to mention it here this month is because Mars, these groups or organizations that you're connecting with, is going to put you in contact with powerful people, people in higher up places. And Pluto will always bring something in, open some door, and powerfully so because it is Mars. So pay attention to who you are going to be connecting with when Mars makes this aspect, and that will be at the very end of this month on the 31st. So then we have a perfect trine here. So you might feel that everything you're working on from the top of the month throughout the month may be towards this certain goal. And when you know the date, keep it on your calendar, because if you're needing to launch anything, then this would be the perfect time for doing so. Then we have Uranus in your sixth house. Well, yes, your daily routines, for whatever reason, they have been and continually will be a little bit topsy-turvy, because having Uranus in your daily routines, well, it kind of makes things a little unpredictable, doesn't it? You might think that next Thursday sounds really good in your mind, but then come next Thursday, you might have had to redo your schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe up 5 times until next week. Who knows, right? And this is frustrating for a lot of Scorpions, because you guys, you like to be organized. This is what makes you work and tick and function at the highest level. And you like things to be a little fixed because you are a fixed sign. So when Uranus comes and does its dance there, well, just get used to it, because this is what you're going to be living with over the next few years here. So not anytime soon is this going to change. However, those of you being mainly targeted are those just on the second week of your sign. They're under the microscope right now and feeling it at the most. Those of you in the first 7 days of your sign, well, you know what I'm talking about, because you've already gone through that ringer. For the rest of you, well, talk to the early Scorpions and you'll hear how to learn to do the dance. The dance is called Let Go, Let God, Don't Make Any Firm Plans. So, top of the month, we have something very nice coming in, very idealistic for you, Scorpio. It's you having a vision or having a dream or something really coming powerfully to the forefront. And for you, this will all be between your personal self and your creativity, because Neptune's in your 5th house. And you might just come upon something that will really kind of elevate your spirit. And I see you're wanting to kind of put this out there, talk about it. But it might not be the best day for it, because those around you are experiencing the square between the Sun and Pluto. They may not be all ears on this day, so don't get disappointed if it kind of just goes straight through. Don't think that that should take anything away from your vision or your idea. Just hold it close to heart, because just a few days later on the 3rd, you'll have Mercury and Pluto coming in, and that means you will get attention for whatever it is. So be smart, cultivate this thought, cultivate the idea, especially if it's a creative concept, because once you have the attention and you're able to put it out, you will get a lot of oomph and power and support from Pluto. And Pluto is what creates transformation, change and transformation. So you might be able to kind of start something or launch something on flying wings, Scorpio. And especially because if you wait to the 6th, well, on this day, Venus is going to move out of your sign. It's sitting right on the cusp of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius gives you that Jupiterian energy. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is huge and humongous and utterly not just ambitious, but abundant. So you can get all this abundant energy behind what it is you have as a concept. So hold it to the 6th, and you will be very happy you did. And this day, same thing, on the 6th, there's Mercury and Saturn, so this is also something that we talked about earlier, something that you're going to communicate that has an impact, a Saturnian impact, something that's both karmic and something that can tie things down, that has a great foundation. And when we put that together with whatever it is you're trying now, that has an impact of transformational energy, well, who knows? It is going to be a great day there on the 6th. Maybe some of you might even be pregnant at this time, because Neptune is in your 5th house, and that might be a communication that you might be sharing to or with somebody. And well, that would be great news. 5th house rules children. And then we have here, we talked about the 15th, Mars changing signs. What we didn't speak about was the 10th and 12th. Not too easy of days. Why? Because there's just like a little, I don't know, confusion going on, or it might be something there where Venus isn't too happy with Neptune, and the Sun is not really communicating too well with Jupiter either. So kind of lay low. It's not a time to be serious or do anything serious. Actually, it's just a time to break away from routine, enjoy, relax, and do those things that, you know, the Sun here in the 12th house wants to do. Just relax and sleep, okay? Because your energy may not be totally up to par. 12th house wants to sleep when it can, because it needs to. But then on the 16th, Venus and Uranus trine, so there is a surprise on this date on the 16th, and that could be coming here from your 2nd house up to your 6th house. So something, money, values, something you love, desire, something that somehow can have an impact on your daily routine. Maybe what it is it's going to hold for you. It will hold something different for everybody in the zodiac. And on the 19th, just watch out a little bit for miscommunications. Mars is not in a happy aspect with Neptune, so things can get a little muddled, and especially because on the 21st, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So when we got these two aspects coming in together, Mercury's already slowing down, and Mars and Neptune, you know, Neptune to be very spacey, especially with the Martian energy that wants to kind of push through. So a little careful with anything important, at least, here on these dates. And then happy birthday, Scorpio, because on the 22nd, the Sun is moving into your sign, and all the birthday boys and girls are going to start feeling the energy and the impact of having the Sun in their 1st house, out of that 12th house. Now you're out there, you're radiant, you're strong, and you're projecting yourself to the world. So that is pretty much what we have here this month. I do want to mention the full moon here on the 18th, which for you will be in your 6th house, so it might have to do with something at work, your coworkers, day-to-day routines there. You might see that you might get something back, perhaps. This is where we reap. So that is the 18th, and then the new moon again on the 4th, where you want to definitely put in those good intentions that you plant, not just for this month, but for the entire year. Promise yourself, promise me, Scorpio, that you will promise yourself to always make sure that you take a little time off for yourself, where you can find your zen, find your balance, because you're going to be needing it here with Saturn in this area for still some good time to come, okay? So listen to your moon sign, rising sign on your way out. It always gives you a little bit more insight as to what's happening with you here this month. And I will see you next month, and here on this site for sure. Not quite sure about YouTube, how that will go. Still waiting. Not sure what's going on there. But you will find me here on this website. And looking forward to see you again there, Scorpio.